Good morning. Welcome to today's class. I'm going to take you through the class of today, and I will be very brief on the same. Kindly let us be attentive on what we are going to learn today. So allow me to share my screen. So I think everyone is able to see my screen. So today we are going to learn about a unit of competency by the name or by the title Perform ICT System Support, but under Management Information Systems. So basically, we want to see what is Management Information Systems. We'll be able to define maybe a few terms that are related to Management Information Systems. And then we'll be able to outline maybe a few types of Management Information Systems. And after that, we shall call it a day. So, as I said earlier, we are learning about Management Information Systems under the unit of competence, Perform ICT System Support. So the objectives, or rather whatever we are supposed to cover for today. So by the end of this session, you as a trainee, you should be able to have achieved the two objectives, which I think you are able to see from your side, that is defining the terms used in Management Information Systems. And then we will be able to outline. So by the end of this session, we'll be able to outline the types of Management Information Systems. So directly to objective 1, which you're supposed to achieve, defining the terms used in Management Information Systems. So we have the definition of terms. We have the definition of terms here. So the first term that we are going to define is information system. So an information system, sorry. So an information system is a combination of hardware, software, data, and procedures used to collect, process, and distribute information within an organization. So basically, there are two terms that are involved here. We have information and we have a system. So basically, if we combine the two now, that is when we have a combination of either the software or the hardware, or even the data and even the procedures that now we use to collect, process, and distribute information within an organization. So there must be a combination of those maybe 4 or 5 items that we have listed. That is the hardware, the software, the data, and the procedures. Then the second term that we are going to define for today is a database. So what is a database? So a database is a structured collection of data, typically organized in tables, used for storing and retrieving information efficiently. So at this point again, we realize that we have a collection of data, but it is not only a collection of data, but it must be structured and organized in tables. Like for example, we have the database of the school. It collects your data, and basically it is organized in tables. Maybe it has the first maybe column, it has your name. The second column, we have your admission number. The third column, we can have maybe the fee deposited, all the way long up to the last table or the last column. So basically, a database must be organized in tables to enable us to retrieve that information efficiently. So if basically we organize this data in tables, it will be very easy for us to store it and retrieve it in an efficient manner. Then we have data. Data are raw facts and figures that are building blocks of information. So basically, we can say that data is just an unprocessed or information that has not been processed yet. So they are just raw facts and figures. Then we have now the information. So this information is now the data that has been processed. Remember that we have looked earlier and said that data, these are just raw facts and figures. But now when it comes to information, it is now the data that has been processed and interpreted to be meaningful and useful for decision making. So this information, or rather the processed data, will help us to make better decisions or meaningful decisions. The last term that we are going to define for today is the information technology, that is IT, as its acronym, that is the hardware and the software used now to process and store the data. So basically, those are the few terms that we were meant to maybe define for today. And so we will go direct to our second objective, which we had said earlier, it was to outline the types of information systems. So after basically understanding maybe the terms, a few terms that are used in these management information systems, now we need to outline the types of information systems. So the types of information systems. So these information systems, they're categorized into various types based on their intended use, functionality, and the level of an organization they serve. So the major types of information systems include, so when we are going to now classify or give types of these information systems, we will categorize them into various types, maybe based on the necessities or based on what they were intended to do, their functionality, and maybe the level of the organization they are serving. So let me just do a slideshow so that we can have a bigger screen. That is just what we have already looked at. And now we are here. We said that we can classify or give types of these information systems depending on the intended use, their functionality, and the level of organization they serve. So we are going to look at the first type of information system, which will give us maybe the types of information systems. So the first one will classify or will give the type it as low-level workers. So the low-level workers, they're basically called the transaction processing systems. And so we'll be able to understand what it means with the low-level workers or what it means with the transaction processing systems. So the transaction processing systems are well suited for low levels workers who are responsible for routine and repetitive tasks. So the transaction processing systems helps these workers to efficiently process transactions and maintain data accuracy. So the reason as to why they're called the low-level workers is basically they just meant to be responsible for routine and repetitive tasks. So you realize that the low-level workers, they have some repetitive tasks that they have to do on a daily basis. So these transaction processing systems, they will enable them to be responsible for routine and repetitive tasks, and they will help these workers to efficiently process transactions and maintain the accuracy of their data. Then the second one that we have, or the second type that we have, is the middle level managers. The middle level managers or the management information systems. So these are the ones that now we call the management information systems. So we'll basically understand what it means with middle managers. And that means that the MIS, that is the management information systems, they provide middle level managers with a summarized structured report and data that is essential for their decision-making processes. So after we have moved from the low-level workers, we'll move to the middle managers, and these information systems will help the middle-level managers. They will help them to maybe have a summary or a structured report and data that is very essential for the decision-making process. Then we'll move to the third information type of information management system, which is meant for the senior managers or the decision support systems, that is the DSS. So the DSS, they support systems that are designed to help senior managers and executives make semi-structured or unstructured decisions. So you see that we are moving from maybe the bottom to the top. We first looked at the low-level managers, then now we looked at the middle-level managers, and now we are the senior level managers. So the senior level managers, these systems help them to design or help the senior managers and executives to make semi-structured or unstructured decisions. Then the last one, or the fourth type of management information system that we have is the executives. This one is meant for the executives, which is now called as the EIS, that is the Executive Information System. So the Executive Information System is specifically tailored for top-level executives. So they majorly offer highly user-friendly, visual and strategic information that helps executives to make high-level strategic decisions. So that is all for today. But before we get to close down the class, maybe we'll have just a recap or a review of what we have learned for today. Maybe anyone in the class who has a summary of what we have learned today. Hello class, are you getting me? Because of time, let me just maybe remind us of what we have just learned for today. So we have basically learned the definition of terms that are used in the information systems, and then we have been able to look at the types of information systems. And out of that, before we now officially close down the class, I'm leaving you with an assignment, which I'll also share with the class rep if you not be able to capture it from my screen. And so the assignment that I'm going to leave you with is that explain the advantages of information systems. And number 2, describe any information systems or any information system that you have interacted with. So that is your assignment, which should be submitted after 2 weeks. And this assignment should be well typed, formatted, and you know what it entails with your submission of the assignments. So that is it for today. Thank you for coming to attend the class. You can now leave the class at your own pleasure. Thank you so much and have a good day.